This video we're going to show you how to remove the fuel tank from a Suzuki LS650 Savage or the S40 Boulevard. And this is a Savage that we're working on bobbing out. So the first thing you're going to need to do is when you go up to your bike, you're going to have right in this area there is your petcock for your fuel. Make sure that's in the off position, and you'll see a hose running from that petcock down to the left side of your carburetor. If it's got a bolt clamp or a compression clamp or whatever, just take that loose and make sure you've got a little rag or something there to catch what fuel is going to be in that line, if anything, and go ahead and take that line loose and zip tie or secure it up somewhere out of the way. And the next thing you'll be doing is removing the seat, and come to the rear of your bike just after the shock, and you're going to be looking up at the seat, and there have a 10mm bolt there. That's what that looks like. You'll have one on each side. You'll take that 10mm bolt out of the clamp mount. The mounts have been cut off on this bike because this is going to be a bobber project. Once you take those bolts out, lift up the rear of the seat, and you'll be pulling out from underneath the tank mount. You'll be pulling that plastic lip out from under that. So you'll set that over to the side, and then you're going to have two 10mm bolts here. Remove those 10mm bolts, and then you're going to lift up on the rear of the tank and start working that backwards. There's going to be two things you're going to have to take loose before you can take the tank completely off the bike. That's going to be this 9-pin wiring cable and your speed indication cable. You can see it's braided here. That's what that is. It goes down to your casing there to tell the speed. What you're going to be doing is these are the only two bolts that have the tank bolted to the frame. There's two C channels that are in the inside of the tank that go around these rubber grommets. And when you're pulling the tank loose, it's going to give you some resistance because that C channel is coming out across these rubber grommets. There's one on each side. Make sure you watch very closely. If one of these pops off, it's like those little bouncy balls you got when you're a kid. Once they hit the concrete or whatever, there's no telling where they'll bounce to. But there's one on each side. And you'll be working that tank back and lifting up to where you can have enough room to access both of those cables. And let's go look at the inside of the tank. That's that C channel I was telling you about, where that rubber grommet fits down in it. Again, there's our 9-pin cable. There's only 7 actual slots used on this, but it's still called a 9-pin because it can hold 9 cables. You're going to have plenty of room, almost a foot of wire there to mess with, so you can lift that tank up pretty high. And of course, your speed indication cable is going to go back as far as the tank takes it back. So you'll just unscrew that there, your speed indication cable, and unplug that there. Pay close attention to your petcock. Make sure you don't bump it. It'd be pretty hard to do, but make sure you don't bump it and turn it on because you don't want that dripping around anywhere. And once you get the tank taken off, make sure you get it placed securely somewhere so it won't get bent up or knocked around. And come back in just a little bit and check it and make sure that you didn't bump that petcock and turn it on. You don't want to take this loose in your garage or your building and let that thing lay somewhere and soak up some rags or whatever with the fuel. That would be bad. So that is how you remove the fuel tank from a Suzuki LS650 Savage or S40 Boulevard. All right, thank you guys for watching.